Oh, no. Okay. Okay, am I unmuted? Are we all unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, Laura. Nice to see your beautiful face.
Very likewise.
Oh, I think we sent you some pictures today of sending Kathleen off.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check.
Yeah, yeah. We have a mountain roaring, a stream roaring down beside the center now because of all the recent rain.
Okay. A
So
rainy day.
what's that?
It was a rainy day.
Yes, yes, and the road is covered with water just to the other side of the center. So let's begin. Welcome, everyone. The Joining Enlightened group to look at a desire below our level of awareness that we want to bring to Jesus and see. I was praying about this earlier and I kept asking, is this the one? Is this the one? And it's the one I kept hearing, which is the desire to trust the world more than God. So let's begin with the light. Hi, Renee. Let's begin with the light of infinite being. And ask Jesus to take us deeply into this desire to see the power we give it to take us away from the light, to deny the light. I actually want to begin with reading from the miracle worksheet, which I hope everybody has. It's instructions, guidance given by Jesus for looking at desires that block our awareness of the light. And so he's given specific instructions, which are just beautiful. And they keep pointing us back to talking with that inner voice for God, turning us back inward, turning us back into listening. So he says in the first paragraph, in A Course in Miracles, I emphasize the value of joining with me in a moment of light and joining with your brother as a symbol in your mind that you are loved by God. How beautiful is that? Wow. Your brother is a symbol of the divine light within you, unless you would label him otherwise, and thus in turn limit your experience of yourself. In this, you deny your divine power. So we're joined together with those mighty companions here present that we can see on the screen, and everyone else is joined with us as mighty companions, listening to the voice for God, pointing us back to divine being. In the second paragraph, I'm prompted to read, in Jesus, a New Covenant, ACIM, Jesus says, I emphasize that every being can hear my voice. Every being, there are no exceptions. If you're called to the light circles, you are called in holy purpose to hear my voice and speak my voice as I will direct you. Joining with your brother is merely an opportunity to confirm that my voice speaks through your brother to you, and that you can hear my voice clearly and express what I say to you and to your brother. So joining is an opportunity for you to listen to me and speak my voice. The words are given by me to you. Thus, in joining, you honor yourself, the divine power you have been given to see easily through all denials. It's really so beautiful to be reminded over and over again. And many of us have read this miracle worksheet over many, many times, but just to have those words brought to our attention again, that message from God brought to us again, that we are joining with our brothers. And this means we are in communion with God when we really honor our brother and ourselves. So Jesus points out that we want to look at a desire for the healing of our mind and a service to the whole, to really look at it directly. And oftentimes I notice with myself, there's a certain resistance to some of these desires because I'm like, I don't think that, that's not me. And inevitably, every time I say that, it becomes very apparent in a fairly short amount of time that yes, I've got a lot of story built up around some of these desires. So the desire we were praying about earlier, and we heard from Jesus as the desire to look at, is the desire to trust the world more than we trust God. So let's look at the relishing and the wanting of that desire below our level of awareness and hear what Jesus has to say through us.
I was hearing like have part of this is having a desire to kind of set myself up. Like there's a scenario where it plays out where something's going to go wrong, and then I can justify not trusting the guidance. So I can see down there how it's like I want something to go wrong, so I can
Blame God.
Yeah. I was noticing there's like a itch. There's like an itch for something to prove that the guidance can't be trusted. It's like something's going to play out in the future.
That'll go wrong.
Yeah.
He's showing me that in spite of evidence all around me to the contrary, that the world will not, I think that this or that, or if this happens, then I'm going to be happy. And so I keep looking at the world for happiness. I trust that the world is going to give me happiness. And he keeps showing me how over and over again, I'm disappointed and I don't want to see that. I just want to jump to the next thing that's going to make me happy.
Yeah. It's like if this happens, then I will be happy.
Yeah. So even though it seems like I can't trust the world, I trust the world and relish it. Keep looking for evidence that I'm right, that yes, I can trust the world.
Yeah, it's good to have that contrast of like the fleeting nature of trusting in the world, in something for stability there, to find something that's going to happen, and then that's going to make me happy. And then it denies happiness now. It denies what's here, that happiness is here, and that's has nothing to do with something taking place in the world, only just the decision to see it, to see the denial of happiness. When I see that it's like there's the wanting of immediate gratification, and if I give that to him, then I can see through direct looking that the immediate gratification is seeing what's here, and rather than overlooking what's here to get to happiness, I overlook the denial or the desire. It's like I go directly to him, and then that takes me out of the world. The
Yeah, we're
investment
talking miracle talk here.
Yeah. I'm just sharing what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
And
let's stick with the relishing of the desire, and we'll get to that miracle here in a bit, unless we're ready for it. If we're ready for a miracle. We're looking at the relishing. Jesus, show us the relishing of this desire to trust the world more than we trust God. It's just so interesting when I start looking what he starts showing us about how I trust things about the world that like we were just saying, don't make me happy. And yet I keep pretending that they do, or it's temporary. It's so temporary, but I keep on trusting.
What I'm seeing is there's this huge willingness and trusting of him to take care of everything. And there's also like this fiber of doubt running through that, just like, really do that, so I'm looking at that, just relishing that doubt thread. It's like almost take my breath away, kind of a, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's still like, it's almost like I have to watch my back because God might not have everything all set, I just got to keep one eye on God, you know. make sure he's got it all taken care of.
I notice how they're just simple things that I think that I can just trust my knowledge of the world, and I don't have to check in with Jesus or the Holy Spirit about, well, should I do this or should I do that? It's like there's almost like an automatic pilot going on in terms of, trusting that I already know the answer. The world's already told me what's supposed to be taking place with whatever it is, and forget, and just not checking in on everything. What about this, Jesus? What about that? What are you hearing? What's your guidance on this?
It's as if we think that there is something that can be escaped by trusting the world. Like a misunderstanding that like pain can be avoided by trusting the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of solutions we think the world offers us.
Yeah, and it's like there's this underlying doubt again, or underlying just uncertainty that God's got it handled. It feels like it's the analogy of one foot on the boat, one foot on the dock, or the toe dipping, the huge desire to trust, but there's still something that won't quite let go.
Yeah.
Is there something under the desire? Is there something below this?
Are you hearing something in particular, Renee?
I was hearing loss.
What about loss?
It's like the desire to trust the world is like to assume that something can be, or that I can lose through trust.
Mm.
Like I want that experience of loss. Or something to go wrong. It's either wanting something to go wrong, feeling like I'm going to lose, feeling like I'm going to lose if I trust, if I stop trusting the world, if I just say no, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to like almost in a sense stand firm in this decision to see it another way, to
So Jesus, with this desire of relishing the world, trusting the world more than we trust God, are we holding or are we releasing?
There's holding, but it's moving toward release. It's getting really deep in there.
Yes, the pull to trust the world feels strong.
It's like the ego wants the trust to fail. So it's like, see, there is no God,
Yeah.
because the ego has a particular idea with, what things should look like or feel like. So it's looking for evidence under the level of awareness. It's like scanning the horizon for, see, I told you, see, I told you.
Yeah. See, this is where God failed me. Look, God didn't do this for me. Where there's no God. Look at this. Look at this. I can't trust God. And like you're saying, a lot of it, I don't even realize that I'm out looking for evidence against trusting God. What is the value we get out of trusting the world more than we trust God? Or the value we think we get out of it?
Like immediate gratification or comfort that really doesn't fulfill any sort of happiness, not happiness. It's delay.
Yeah, I'm hearing. Yeah, go ahead.
That was it.
Yeah, I'm hearing. Oh, it's gone. Okay, it'll come back. Yeah, one of the values that I think I get out of it is that I think the answers are all to be found in the world. And if I just keep looking, I'll find happiness. If I just keep looking, I'll find security. If I just keep looking, I'll find peace.
What I hear is,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, things playing out and appearing to go wrong is natural. That's it's like trusting is actually like it's like a the version of trust for the ego is wish fulfillment. It's not dropping the ideas I have. It's like that wanting. Like you're saying, like a search for something in form. It's going to validate. It's going to validate this wanting I have.
Mm-hmm. It seems like the world holds everything I want, and God is such an unknown and so kind of unreachable. This is just one part of it's. He was saying something like, recognize that these are all plays in consciousness. It's not like they're real, but we think they're real, and that's where we get caught up in it. We're so sure we know, or I'm so sure I know what the world has to offer, and it offers me happiness. Don't tell me any different.
Yeah, that's what I hear for the value is that it's the world. That's what I get. I get the world.
Hmm.
And that's my everything.
Yeah, it's all I think there is.
I heard it's a place to hide.
Hmm. To hide from God.
Mm-hmm. Hide from the light. Hide from what we are. And we really want that. We want to hide.
Yeah, we want to trust the world more than God.
And I think underneath that is guilt, to hide from guilt.
Mm.
And fear of the unknown. The ego thinks it's unknown. Just to relax into that. There's no judgment, just to see if that brings any release. That we're hiding from nothing that we think is something too. If we really think the world is real.
So Jesus, are we ready for a miracle? We're talking miracles here. We're talking miracle language, seeing the world is unreal. That's a biggie.
We think the world holds something that we want.
Yeah. We think the world is somehow gives us heaven, what we want.
And underneath that is guilt. And there's a lot of fear around the guilt. Like a wall of energy, the mind doesn't believe there's safety in leaning in. But the release would be incredible.
So Jesus, where are we with seeing this differently? What are we hanging on to that we think is going to still bring us heaven through this desire?
Happiness.
What's that?
There's the belief that there's happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's doubt that giving 100% of trust to God is safe. There's doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not personal and there's no judgment.
It's as if I were to trust God rather than trust the world, I would disappear. It's the ego that would disappear.
I hear there's still like wanting to hold on to the denial of the power to miscreate the world.
So that would still be trusting the world more than God.
And that's really deep, Renee. That's like that knowingness, that willful, I'm going to say conscious willfulness. It's like seeing Gollum.
It may well be one of the last things the ego wants to see. If not the last thing.
I'm getting to really relish that. Can you state that again, Renee? What you said?
It's wanting to hold on to the denial of the power to miscreate a world.
Yeah.
It's what I hear from him is that it's only a fraction of our true power. It's a fraction, but that fraction points back to the full power we have. So it's just looking directly at that desire to miscreate the world and play in it and treasure it and seek happiness in it.
And we know we have that power.
Yes.
A very deep level. Do a lot of denial on the surface.
Yeah.
It's like it's like we don't want to go home. It's like little kids out after their parents tell them, be home at 6 for dinner. And it's like 8 o'clock. Like, I don't want to go home.
I'm gonna miss out on all the fun.
We're still playing.
It's getting dark outside. It's cold.
Hang on.
Come in.
We're suffering, but we don't
Last
care.
minute, yes.
Yeah.
Jesus, are we ready to see this differently? Or is there more relishing to look at so that it just comes up and gets healed?
It feels like they're still holding.
Yeah, there's what I hear is like a confusion that innocence can be found through this desire to trust the world more than God. What I'm hearing is it's like a pivot, turning direction, really. Like full stop. I'm not going to go this way anymore. And Jesus is like, saying, come on, let's go this way.
Like, I will not tolerate this in my mind.
Forget about that other way. Like, it's like, just see that other way is he just shows us the many times that we choose that, and then see how it plays out. It plays out with all these seeming different desires, and then which is helpful to see the desires, yet the goal is the speed of the correction. It's like to see the not to make the error real, is to see quickly the error in the light. No.
Jesus, is there more relishing to do here? Or are we ready to see this differently? And if there is holding, are we willing to let it go? And if we want to keep it, what value are we getting out of keeping it?
It still feels like a treasure, like a treasuring of it. Like it's really valuable. I cannot let it go.
Well, our time is about
I
up.
cannot live without it.
Yeah, the timer went off just a few minutes ago. So let's just check in with spirit and see what we're hearing there in terms of where we're at with this desire.
Mm.
It doesn't feel as tightly constricted, like there's no way out. There's some more spaciousness in it.
It was good seeing. Keep working with it.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Elliot, you're there. What do you hear?
Oh, I'm at the mall. That's why I'm muted, just because it's a little bit noisy here.
Ah,
Um,
did you catch the desire we're looking at?
what was it?
The desire to trust the world more than we trust God.
Oh, yeah. Um, it's a really good one.
Brings up stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting that I'm at the mall because, yeah, there's a lot of symbols of trust in the world around me. But it's only light, so it's hard to it's intellectual though. It's not direct.
Well, I'm hearing that we are complete with this looking for this evening.
Okay.
Yeah. We're trying to stay within a certain time frame.
Mhm.
And so
I was hearing something, Mary, too. Another exercise that we could maybe do this evening or as guided is the one where you just join with a brother in your mind, see that you're joined with one brother, and then add another brother and add another one.
Oh,
And that's a good one to do at the mall.
yeah.
You don't have to be at the mall. You can just
Right.
imagine, or, if we've
Yeah.
been to the mall before, kind of know. It's like in the mind, starting with one and then.
But maybe that's why the Holy Spirit has me here to kind of dissolve that separation between brothers.
Mm.
Even while it seems like there's
within families, within friends, within any situation coming up, that's just a beautiful exercise, a beautiful practice.
Yeah, wow. It's so simple, but so powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is like the reminder that it's all the same. Starting to see that it's all the same,
Yeah.
no matter where we are, no matter what seems to be happening. It's seeing the reflections of light in our brother.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. I'll continue that practice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesus, and thank you, mighty companions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And tomorrow night, there's going to be a movie,
Oh,
and so we'll put the word out.
okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on, so the announcement did not get put out today, but it'll get put out
Okay.
tomorrow morning.
Beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings. Good night.